So I want to talk about my wife's passport renewal application, and I kind of want to talk about the kind of things that cause me trouble, so maybe other people could save time and trouble when they're doing it. Especially like I can't even read Chinese properly, so I'm kind of relying on English in these websites. I was kind of frustrated because like I go on these websites and I see like these pictures, and I'm trying to do this application and I can't find any information that's like relevant. And I'm also talking from the point of view of someone who wants the passport urgently. Okay, it's not like you have unlimited time. If you do have unlimited time, a lot of the things you don't even worry about because um it's gonna come eventually, and next step's gonna happen eventually, and then everything just works out. Okay, but we needed this passport so urgently that actually we actually didn't end up getting a passport in the end. Okay, we got another travel document instead. And so basically the story goes like this. We submit an online application form. And the first thing, obviously, is like the photo, okay? Don't worry about the photo. You just need to like put something there and keep failing until it lets you continue the application. And then when you finish the application, it'll ask you for um to fix the photo again, which will make you even more nervous, but then you send in the proper photo. Okay? So like you might have paid someone to take a photo, you got the electronic copy, then upload that, and then the file, the application should accept it. Okay. Um, so I was kind of annoyed because when we put the application in, we say, "Oh, can we rush this because we have this emergency situation, right?" And and instead of it coming back saying, "Oh, um, if you're going to have an emergency situation, then you need to get a travel document instead of a passport," they just said, "Oh, you can't rush it." Okay, and then it looks like the same process as everyone else. It will get back to you in 4 working days, and so the worry is you don't know like when things are going to come back. Okay, so basically we submitted the application, and after 3 working days, they came back asking me for a photo. Okay. And then when you put the new photo in, it got accepted. But um, when you submit it again, it says it's going to be another 4 working days before they get back to you. So it worries you if you have like a deadline to match to meet. Okay. And so when you do, so the thing is though, and I didn't understand that I could do a travel document. I tried to call them. The phone is never being picked up, especially in Sydney. Okay, I think it's best to go in person if you really want to ask them because they're much like it's obviously much more friendlier and helpful in person. Um, the on the phone, I don't know, like on email, there's some kind of there must be so many people spamming them. It's hard. So you go there in person before 12 o'clock. It's the one in Dunblane Street. It doesn't do visas anymore, so it's actually quite quiet in comparison. And they answered our question just fine. So we just uploaded. Well, essentially, we just waited for the online application to go through, and it allows you to set an appointment. Okay. So then when you set the appointment, so obviously set it as soon as possible. But at the appointment, that's when you can change your application from a passport to a travel document. Okay. And at that point, that's when it was kind of like the home stretch for us. So we just told them our situation, gave all the documents to prove it, and we were able to have a travel document sort of um so I think we went on the Friday and we got the travel document on the Tuesday. So it was just basically over the weekend. It's a kind of like a rushed passport. It's a little bit slower than a visa, but so it was well within the time frame that we needed. A travel document lasts for 2 years, and yeah, so this is for a Chinese passport renewal. Okay, and um yeah, and we're able to put a visa on the travel document. Okay, but it's also important to note the travel document. You kind of treat it like a passport. Okay, so the difference between travel document and passport is you can only travel to China. You can't use it as for all the other things you can use a passport for, like other country travels, maybe like proof of ID and all this kind of stuff. travel document I think is specifically designed for traveling to China, and it's really just to replace a passport in the event that you can't get a passport in time. So if you like lost a passport or something, it's valid for 2 years, which is actually quite long. And um, yeah, and that was quite a relief that we were able to do that. Okay, and usually we gotten travel documents for our kids in the past, but um, this time they needed a visa. So you got to understand when they need a travel document, when they need a visa. Okay, that's I think I put that in another video. So um, yeah, that's it. So if you kind of know that like you'll get your interview sort of within 2 weeks of, or like the 3 days and then the 4 days, and then you can get your travel document like pretty quick after that, then I think that'll give you a lot of peace of mind. Yeah. So there is no rush service for the passport. Okay, so then you have to change to a travel document. But then it also kind of makes you feel like, yo, you probably should keep your passport up to date, but you just never know when these kind of things will happen, right? Um, yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else I've forgotten to say? I'm starting to rant, but yeah, basically, and also, maybe some tips for traveling there, like, um, yeah, like the visa, the consulate on the Blaine Street, um, like if you go like really early, it's really hard to park, but if you go after 10, the bus lane turns into like a 2 hour parking, so and it's pretty much empty. And um, you'll get your number called up pretty fast, depending on what situation. But collection is super easy. It seemed we were in and out in less than a minute for collection. It's just for the actual like interview. It took about like 30 minutes um to get our number called. But otherwise, it was pretty quiet compared to like the visa application center, for example. So um yeah, and the security guard was really nice to us. It's very helpful, and the lady at the front who checks everyone in was very helpful to us. Um, yeah, and then I guess I didn't really. It was my wife who talked to the interview lady, so I didn't really talk to them much. But um, yeah, that place used to be crazy packed when everyone had to get their visas there as well. But now it seems when the separate building for visas, this place is quieted down quite a lot. And yeah, and if it wasn't for like some sort of emergency, the passport actually comes back within 10 working days or something. So it's not that bad. It's just if you've never done it before and it tells you like 3 working days and after 3 working days it just tells you your photo doesn't work. Like at that point you might think it'll take forever, right? But once you fix the photo, it takes another maybe 4 working days. And get your interview, then you get your travel document. But in between, we showed up in person to ask the check-in lady how to do it, and she was actually quite helpful. But I don't know actually if she sort of sped up our application or not because she did kind of message about our situation. So I don't know if that changed it or not, but but I think we did get. I feel like we did get some feedback before the full 4 working days for the second time we submitted. Okay. I'm kind of getting tired now, so hope that helped. Let me know if it did. Um, good luck with your applications.